Yep, did we start? Oh, it did. Okay. It didn't look like it was updating. So let me make sure I mute that. And go back to Unity. Alright. Welcome to the August 4th TextQuest dev stream. As always, I am your host because there's no one else on the team. um, well, today we're going to be trying something interesting. So I have created a script in Google in Google Drive that's going to allow me to export all of my CSVs as a single file, either XML or JSON. I'm still trying to get the final details of it correct because Google scripts are weird and really annoying. I can't download the file directly. At least I haven't been able to figure it out how. So I have to export it to a file that is then created and stored on Google Drive, and then I can download it. But it does all that. It compiles all of these all four of these separate spreadsheets into a single XML or JSON file, which means that when I'm working with, let me find an example, prefabs, or I can just go to data, interactions, and inspector, and item database. Okay. Computer's running slow for some reason. Let's go to Iron Key, or actually Small Dagger, because that's what we're going to be updating today. So normally I have these four CSVs that I have to work with, and I'd like to compress them all down into one single file. That way I don't have to have four files that I go through. And the other reason I want to do this is because it's going to let me move towards, it's going to be a small step towards getting user-created content set up. I don't have any of those systems really in place yet, but moving over to one single file that's either JSON or XML, I think I'm going to go with JSON. No real reason, but I already have a parser for that, and I'm still writing the XML parser. But either way, having it be one single file will make it a lot easier because it means that when users are creating stuff, I can just have it spit out one single file for each object instead of four separate things that it then has to look for. So it'll just be a nice way to keep things clean. It'll reduce the number of files that I have. It'll just be much better, hopefully. So we're going to test that out today. I haven't actually. Well, I can try exporting it now. Hopefully it won't be weird because this is sort of a hack together that I have. Since I haven't had the chance to export this to. Well, I want to figure out how to download stuff first before I actually export it to the Google App Store or whatever the add-ons are on. And I mean, barring that, I'll just probably send it out as a single export option instead of downloading. But for now, I sort of had to just add this script manually to this copy or to this spreadsheet. But let's see what happens. So we're going to export as JSON. Oh, it needs authorization. Of course it does. Well, I accept, I guess. Okay, so hopefully that all works. Okay, so it finished that script. Let's open up Unity, and I actually have my file here, quarters and items. So copy of small dagger JSON. Now, of course, it's going to open up Visual Studio. I don't know why. So, you know what? Actually, let's close that. It'll be easier to show you here. So we now have a copy of small dagger JSON. So we have individual sections for each spreadsheet. So this first one is the info spreadsheet, which gives us the names, which I probably need to actually rework how I'm doing that. Crap, I didn't think about that. The way that the JSON stuff works is that it separates them out by spreadsheet or by sheet first, which is why we're getting info, then verbs, and then if we go further down, we'll get word checks and all that. But then it uses as the main object in there the name or the first cell. So it would use this small dagger, dagger, knife, blade, which I might just change that. There's no real reason. I guess I need to wrap all this in a second. There's probably a reason that I did that. Um, Actually, no, I know that there was a reason that I did that. Um, hmm. Won't be that bad. I guess I'll just move ID over to the left and have that be the first thing. That won't be too bad then. Um, so I will do that real quick, actually, and then we'll re-export that. Let's move you over there. So now ID is the first thing, which is probably better because ID is going to be a constant. It's going to be part of an enum, so that's never going to change. So let's delete that. Let's re-export that. Export JSON. Okay, so that should all be there. There we go. That's much better. So info is small dagger, and the reason I wanted it to be this, single thing instead of a bunch of different names is, if I want to get this information, I'm going to have to look for it through this ID, and one ID is going to be a lot easier than 10,000 of them. Okay, so we have ID, names, plural names, descriptions, all that's correct. Text color, adjectives, type, light. Okay, that's all nice. We got a comma, properly indented. Take. Okay, so we got all the verbs here. That's good. And then item checks doesn't actually contain anything, which is fine because there's nothing in those sheets. Okay, so we know that works, or the export at least works enough. So let me go back here. Nope, why didn't you show up? Why are you not showing up? Okay, I guess something's fighting the... Okay, weird. Don't know why it kept getting pushed to the back. So we'll move this JSON file into here. So now we have this just nice single JSON file instead of 4 separate CSVs. I'm also just going to rename that small dagger JSON. Okay, so I have interactive object here. And actually, I think I'm going to need interactive object. That wrong thing. And as I get into this, I'm pretty sure that I'm realizing that this probably wasn't the best thing to show off. Mostly because it's going to be a lot of code. And second, it's going to break pretty much everything. So we'll see if I can wrap this up nice in an hour. I seriously doubt it, but who knows? Okay. I'm pretty sure this was back when I was doing when I didn't know much about inspector stuff. So yeah, I just draw the default inspector. Yep. Okay. Fun. But it won't be that bad. Oh yeah, I'm still doing the old way of parsing my enums. Oh man, I hate looking at really old code. I really should have gone back and updated this stuff, which is why I'm doing it now. Okay, anyway, so we have interactive objects. So we're just going to go ahead and go up here and add public text asset. We'll just say object info JSON. And I will also allow public text asset object info XML. I mean, I already have the export option up top to do both. I'll probably only end up exporting to one or the other, but I mean, if I have both at my disposal already, there's no real reason, I guess, not to allow either JSON or XML. We'll have it in there for now, and if I don't feel like doing the XML part, then I won't worry about it, but for now, I might as well lay the groundwork. So, draw a custom inspector, fun. Okay. Oh, yeah, this is gonna be interesting. Let's see how bad it is. Okay, so I'm not This is at least back before I was parsing out to what was I going to say? Parsing out to actual data classes. There we go. I don't know why I had so much trouble saying that. So this was written a really long time ago, before I had really any good grip on data and how to handle it very well. So it's parsing everything out directly here instead of in a nice data class, which I guess that's fine. It's not the end of the world. It's not like this data is going to be passed around a lot, really, because I sort of access everything wholesale. So, okay. So we're going to comment all of that out. And we're just going to do this. So, list string names equals... Oh, nope, it's not going to be row. Oh, right, because it's parsing out that stuff too. Okay. Actually, what we'll do is, instead of butchering the old system as we go, we'll actually just ignore it for now and overlay a new system. And when the new system works, we'll just get rid of the old system entirely. So we have protected virtual void set info JSON, which probably shouldn't be too bad. Actually, I'll just pass the JSON object itself. So we'll do reset object, and then we will say JSON object collection object info equals JSON parser dot parse to object collection object info. Oh crap! Right. Oh wait, no, it's going to be manager dot object info JSON dot text. And this JSON parser is, I don't know if I've shown it before. I doubt I have. It's just something that I wrote that will take a blob of text, which in our case is actually this huge blob of JSON, and then it'll automatically parse it into specific object collections. So the entire thing is one big JSON object, and then from there we would get it's a JSON object that contains other JSON objects that contain other JSON objects and arrays and all this stuff. And it was actually based off of JSON Sharp, I think, which was an open source sort of JSON thing. It's not exactly that. The system I ended up coming up with is a variant of it, but it's actually pretty nice. It's very convenient because with just this one line of code, I get a JSON object with all of the data in it. And I'm going to sneeze. Or not, because I said I wasn't going to sneeze. Worst feeling in the world. Okay, so we have that now. So we're going to have set JSON object info JSON, and we just want to get object info dot. I can get. Excuse me. Gross. It's going to be get object value, I believe, or yes, get object value. And then we're going to cheat here and just use info. We'll change this to a constant later. And that should actually be all we need to pass, because that's going to pass the... let me pull it up. That's going to pass this info section, and then we'll have to, once we pass that, dig through to get the actual contents, which are going to be that. So if we go back here, go to set JSON object info. We are going to say JSON object collection object info equals, oh, and also I need to pass this JSON object collection. I guess it'll be object info. So that means we can't call this object info. We'll just call it info. Equals object info dot get object value, and this is going to be crap. How am I going to parse that? That's kind of a backfire. I don't have any real way to get the ID value here, do I? I didn't think about that. That's kind of terrible. So, if that's the case, I should probably... There probably isn't a way around that, actually. Okay. So I don't think I have a generic way of getting... Well, actually, do I have... No, it's all IDs. I might be able to cheat and just get... I don't have a value at the specific point. Dang it. Well, actually, no, I can do this. Get object info, and then object info dot... Yeah, of course. What was it? Name value pairs. I don't think I can do... of course. Dot... I can try first. Well, that would be interesting. Do I have to specify? I probably do. I've never used first before, so let's see if it... I can't tell if it's correct or not. This is going to be fun. See if I get any errors. Probably will. Yeah, I completely didn't think about the ID thing. Ugh, freaking always have to open up and of course. Okay, let's see here. What was the problem? And now it's going to open it up again and make me move it. So it's that first thing. Okay. So first, gross. Yeah. But can I do key? Will that work? I'm honestly just curious to see if this actually works properly. Because I just sort of dove in head first without thinking about how difficult it would be to switch this stuff over. Hence why I overlooked the completely obvious in retrospect fact that I have no way of getting the ID when the ID is contained inside the information that I need an ID to get. Okay, so that at least works code-wise. Let's just debug.log info.toString, or toFormatted string actually. So we're just gonna cheat there. So at this point, it won't generate anything new, but it will let us see if that's getting parsed properly. So I need small dagger, and I want small dagger JSON to go into the JSON folder. Now if I hit update, I got a null reference exception. I'm willing to bet it's the first thing. God, I hate how MonoDevelop has to open up. Great. So we got a... That's in my parser, which is not great. Wait, why did it... JSON string I equals JSON final quote, which is a quote. Don't tell me that... no. I gotta open this up and see if it'll actually look right. God, I'm just gonna kill MonoDevelop. Why even bother? Let me see. No, those are correct quotes. That's good at least. Okay. Um, huh. I guess. Oh, let me see. Array index is out of range, which is not a good thing. And it's probably this. I might put this on the back burner, actually, just because, sitting here watching me try to finick with parsing and all this is not going to be very exciting. I was hoping it would go a lot smoother, honestly, just so that I could have a nice, exciting new system for parsing information. But clearly, I was mistaken. So, weird. It shouldn't even be possible for it to actually get outside of the length. Yeah, because it should catch it right there. Weird. Well, no reason to worry about it now, I guess. So yeah, we're gonna hold off on that. I guess you guys won't get to see me do all that fun stuff. Oh well. Da, 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 da. So let's comment you out. So that means that it was. It was actually all that. That's really weird, though. Parts to object collection. That. I'll have to look at that later. Okay. So. Yeah. Now I got to think of something else to do with you guys. That was kind of going to be my big thing tonight. What would be good? I guess we could go back to modeling. I'm almost done with the caves area. It's not quite finished yet. I still have the center podium to texture and the the UVs for the actual caves. Those have to be set up properly. So I guess we're going to do that, actually. That's a good thing to fall back on. It kind of makes me sad that I wasn't able to show you guys a fun new way of parsing. But at least you guys did get to hear that I am working on the content creation tools. If only, to make my life easier, too. Alright, so let me close MonoDevelop and Unity because there's no reason to have them open. Let's move this. Go back over here. Alright. Then we can go File, Recent Files, Caves. And then let's move the outliner back over here. Alright. So, let's see. I have shown you guys the extent that I've gone so far. We have the tiling for the magma platform and the tiling and the entirety of the caves, or the Terralakis entrance done. The last things that I really have to do are the platform, or the lift, which actually separate layer right there. Let's move this out. Oh, I wonder if I have snapping on. Kind of feels like I have snapping on. Anyway. No, I don't, because it's a square. Yeah, I still have the lift, which is going to be the way that you travel to the magma magma river. Can't talk today. So actually, that's kind of done. I think it is anyway. Yeah. Let's say I have. Let's go to magma lift. Oh, of course I called it platform 1. Oh, right. I remember the reason that Yep, I've completely forgot about that. I didn't want to work on it for some reason because the stupid extraneous transform here that I can't get rid of. Gross. So, okay, I don't have animation on it yet. I could animate it, but I really don't want to. You know what? I say I could texture it, and then it wouldn't really matter if I remade it. But it kind of would, because I'd have to re-UV it. So I can't texture it. But I can come up with... Wow. I am just at a loss. For some reason, I can't think of anything today. So... Well, you know what? I do have a backup of possible DevStream topics. Assuming I haven't done them. I already have an audio manager, level design for caves, sound design for sewers. Oh! No, that would be a new system, and I don't want to have you guys sit there while I try to figure something out. We can cross that off, because we have player color being set now. Remodel castle quarters wall. Right. I'll hold off on that, too. It's kind of a bad time, I guess. Okay, well, worst comes to worst, we can make some quick changes. Let's go to the wall layer. I do need to lower the floor here because it is slightly visible from the actual platform, which I don't want. It needs to be too far away to see. So we are going to lower you. So that part's fine. Okay, so that's all the lower parts. So we're going to lower you to, I don't know, where are you? You're at negative 32.5 right now. We're going to lower you to negative 40. Should make things. I guess I could just delete it, honestly. Yeah. You know what? Actually, I'm going to make it negative 100. So it's going to be really far down there because I want the kill zone to be in there before the player even gets close to the bottom. So that should be good. And then I could probably actually delete it because the camera, when you come into this level, is set to change the color of the background to black. So there, even if there was no bottom down here, it would just be black, solid black. Which again, it doesn't really matter because the player won't be able to see that, but it's just sort of a, I don't want to risk it. And if it's this 100, I think it's multiplied by 2, so that's actually like 200, maybe multiplied by 3. The actual heights between Maya and Unity aren't exact, so it's kind of awkward. But I probably can just delete this, then I don't have to worry about that entire bottom at all. Which is nice. It's like 10 polygons that I don't have to render, which, I mean, is nothing. But still, you know, if you don't have to render them, no reason to have them there. So, and the ceiling, I think, is actually good where it is. It'll be better once we get some lighting effects in there. I could actually probably mess with lighting. That might be interesting. Or actually, we can add some nice touches to the cave area, mostly so that I don't have to try and do any UV layouts yet, because you don't want to do UV layouts until you're done. Like, you're not going to add anything else to it, because if you add anything, you're going to have to go through and re-UV a lot, if not all of it. Sometimes you don't have to worry too much if you're only adding to a specific wall, but more often than not, if you try to add anything to a single object, it tends to need to be completely re-UV'd. So we might actually, let's see, we have about half an hour, or well, we've been in for about half an hour. We probably have enough time, I think, to add 2 waterfalls, at least one, because we have the water coming from the Terralakis entrance, and I want to have waterfalls coming down the sides of the cave to add some nice variation, so it's not just, stone walls all the time. We're going to do something similar with the magma river, I think, once we set that area up proper. For now, I'm not going to worry too much about that, but I do definitely want to have the waterfall stuff. more or less so that I can give a visual indicator that you're progressing through the game. So initially there won't be any water coming down the entrance, and then after you go through the Terra Lacus area, you will activate a set of water that will actually allow water to flow, and then you'll see that in this case area, which will be a nice little reward for the player. So, what are we going to do here? First off, let's switch to Edge, then hit F so that it focuses. So this is the area that I'm working with. This is going to be interesting. Because it's been a while since I've had to extrude inner. Let's see, edit mesh. I don't remember if I can. Well, we'll see what happens. I seriously doubt this is going to work. Yeah, it's just going to freak out. Bah! No, there has to be a better way to do things. I always hate doing this. I'm surprised it's not extrude inner. I would have thought. I get my stuff mixed up sometimes. Cut faces, extrude, insert edge loop, make hole. Sculpt. And again, this is one of those fun things where anyone who actually has any idea what they're doing in Maya will just be pounding their heads and being like, this guy's an idiot! Well, I can't think of it, so we're just going to cheat and actually sort of hard do it, which is very messy, and you shouldn't do that, kids, because that's how losers do it. It's okay, I'm a loser, so I can say it. Oops, wrong thing. I want to make sure that those are the only things that I have selected. Should have 4, yeah, which I do. Good. So we are going to, you know what? Doesn't even matter because I'm going to select the face itself. And then we're going to go ahead and add mesh tools. Multi-cut tool. I think we can do, okay. What is going on here? Why? Jesus. I love it when it does this. Yep. So it's snapping to the vertices, which I really think means that I have snapping on, and I hate it when I do that, but I forgot how I did it. Well, I think I had snapping on for UV stuff, and then I just completely forgot to turn it off. It doesn't seem right, though. We'll just do this. So we don't have anything added there, which is good. That's what we want. Oops, I'm going to go here. So let's go mesh, edit mesh. Just cut faces tool is fine. Cut there, cut there, cut there, and cut there. Okay. So now we're going to go back to edges. Crud. Of course it's not nice. I don't even remember how to slide along edges. I thought there was a way to do that, but I can never remember. That's just panel layout. Can I have use relative? I have discrete move on. That's probably fine. Key, drag, soft selection, don't need to do that. Symmetry, don't need to do that. I guess object? No, definitely not. Long rotation, nope. Live app, nope. Custom, local. Normal. That's interesting. Oh, normal average looks promising. Doesn't look quite perfect, but it doesn't look bad per se. Okay. I like that. I will say that this is unfortunate that I'm going to have to eyeball this, which I really hate eyeballing. I am a man of obsessive math, which is funny because I'm pretty terrible at math. But zoom this in because I don't want it to be the entire length of the sort of face here. It needs to be a little less than that. So that's in there. So I can move you. So that's about right. All that. Let's not worry about that. And then this has to go to be where it could be seen. So we're going to go up. Let's stick it, I think. Oh, of course I hit. Slightly below. I think that'll be good. Move that. I hate having the axes cover up things. So we move up. And actually, I don't even think I need that second line now that I think about it. No, I do. Okay. Okay. So move this up a little bit more. And this is what I was talking about. You can see the from this side of as I move it, the texture UV or the UVs are moving. So if I had UV'd all this, trying to add any new details to the wall would just be nightmarish. You wouldn't want to do it. So let's move this, and now I guess I'm going to be working in normal space for a while, which makes sense. Okay, so now that we have that, we're going to extrude this. Let's close this for now. So now we're going to go to Edit Mesh, Face Extrude, and we are actually going to extrude it out. Again, it's driving me crazy that I have to eyeball it. I really, really hate eyeballing. Just kind of move this in a bit. I don't need it to be too deep. And then this has to be extruded a little bit deeper in. Edit Mesh. I'm going to extrude again. Let's go in. We'll go in quite a ways, far enough that you can't. We'll just go cartoonishly far out. Enough that you can't see in there from the side. And that far is fine. Okay, so that's good. It's more UVing that. Actually, we don't have to worry about UVs there because the player will never be able to see there. We'll UV enough that it looks okay, but we won't really try to line everything up perfectly in there. So the second thing we need to do is actually add. Do we want to add it in the Terralacus path? Probably do. So let's go ahead and add a null object. Or I guess just it's an empty group, right? Move that over here. We will call this waterfalls. And this is going to be actual waterfalls. So for that, we're going to want to have a plane, and its rotation is probably going to, I think it's like 22.5. Was that? Let's go negative 22.5. That looks to be about right. Let me see. If it kind of is lined up properly with the edge, which it looks like it is. Yep, it is. So that's correct. So let's move it down to out there. That's good. And here's going to be the fun part. Okay. So we want it to hang off just enough that we can extrude the face down. But before we do that, we're going to go to the attribute editor and actually set all of the wonderful width and height stuff. So it's up to, it's going to have to go a lot deeper, but its height should probably be like 10. Not quite. 8, 9. 9 looks good. Probably could go maybe like 9.5 if I wanted to make it tight, which I probably should. Ugh. And here is where I have to change this to object, or world, sorry. Which is world the same as normal's average? It is for these. That's interesting. Okay. But I'm also going to turn off discrete move so that I can sort of finesse this. So that it's, okay. I might actually, yeah. If I have to have it poking through a wall slightly, which actually I guess I could fix by just making it 9.4, you want to have it touch or go through a wall as far away from the player as possible, which means that this side, which is really close to the edge here, should not be the side that has its edge sort of poking through. Okay, so let's move this to here. Right, I also got to change its height or its width though, so let's just make that 10. I think 10 was pretty good. Kind of, I'm not gonna lie, the awkwardness of the oh man, if you rotate hard enough, it's just not gonna do it, is it? It's kind of awkward. Okay, so with that, I don't want to just make like a separate layer for this. Okay, that's actually kind of nice. So we'll make it 15. I think 15 will be more than enough for whatever we need it to do. So let's put it right about there. And then let's slide it slightly further in. Okay. So now that's slightly against the edge, like I want it to be. And then it's... Okay, so here we have our final edge. This is going to be the actual thing that we just extrude to set it in as a waterfall. So we just go to Mesh, Edit Mesh, Extrude Edge. And then we're just going to move it down, like really far down. Really, really, really far down. Just all the way down. Okay. Oh. Oh, no, that's fine. Right, because we extruded it. Which actually we can get rid of this face. Don't even need that. And we'll just go ahead and make that edge at -100. Okay. So that's going to be our waterfall. Or one of the two. Because I'm probably going to have one on the other side as well. So we can actually go to object mode now. Save. Let's go to Window, Material, Hypershade, Editor. We're going to make a new texture, or a new material. We're just going to call it Waterfall Matte. Set it specular. I think I do it like 0.25 for water. Or actually, you know what? Probably be 0.5. Not like it really matters. There's not going to be any dynamic lights near it, except for the player's possible light. And this is going to be fun. I'm just going to close you. Let's go to Unity, Text Quest, Art, textures. I already have a waterfall texture. I think it's going to be under canyon. We have river, waterfall right here. So we will move this over to models, caves, models. Of course, it's like covering up all of the parts that I don't want it to. So that's copied in there now. So we can take this back and set this to be a file. Let's open up our waterfall.png, open that up, call this waterfall text. Okay. So with that, we can apply assign existing material, just waterfall mat. Yep, and all of the UVs are completely messed up, which I knew was going to happen. Let's go automatic mapping, edit UVs, UV texture editor. It's going to be nice actually because it's just these two UVs that we're working with. And of course we have copy into a new UV set it as light map, then lay them out. Nothing's going to really change there. Go back to map 1, rename it to be texture map, hit apply. Okay, so all that's there. So this is going to be fun. Oh no, at least it's correct. So I really only have to scale this one up. That's kind of nice. Scale you up. Scale you up. I wonder if I could batch this and water. I probably could because water and waterfall aren't meant to tile both horizontally and vertically. They're only meant to tile one way. So I might look into that later. For now, I'm not too worried about it, really. I guess there's no real reason for me to set this so that waterfall is... Oh, right, because it... Yeah, and if you look at it, waterfall actually starts with W at the bottom and ends with L at the top. That's because since the waterfall moves downwards, you would get W-A-T-E-R-F-A-L-L in that order. If you did it with W at the top, it would actually be sort of awkwardly disappearing the word instead of making it appear in front of you. So that's why waterfall actually is set up like that. And we're going to do something similar with this. I think it's... Yeah, it looks like it's not properly facing the right way. So we actually need to have... Of course, I have free rotation on. Let's re-rotate. 45. Just because I tend to be a little, what's the word? I was going to say obsessive, but that makes me sound crazy. A little specific I like to have, or a little paranoid, I guess, would be because that's so much better than obsessive. I feel if I rotate 90, it's possible that I'll do something the wrong way, the wrong 90 degrees, and then I won't catch it in time, possibly ever. So I try to minimize that when I can. So there we go. That's actually good because we have so W and then L. So with both of these scrolling downwards, it should... Oh man, I really hope it scrolls at the same speed. I'll be very upset if it doesn't. Because the way Material Scroller works, or the script that I have, which is an old script and I probably should look at it again, because that was one of the first things I did, was it actually scrolls the material based on its UV coordinates. And because these are different sized UVs, it might scroll weirdly. I'll have to look at it. It might be okay. I might not have to worry about it, but I probably don't, because I think it just scrolls the actual materials, and the UVs here are kind of irrelevant. So yeah, we have that, which is nice. We can close that, and we can export this, and we'll see what it looks like in Unity. Yep, probably should actually select the caves. File, export selection, caves.fbx, export selection. Yes, I know it already exists. So save that. Canyon, two models. Then we'll go back to text request, build text request assets, text request models, levels, underground, caves, and then we'll just drag this in here. Replace file and destination. And of course we need to add waterfall to the materials here. But now we can open up text quest in Unity and okay, so that should be in there. Let's go to Underground Kingdom, caves. So yeah, we'll see if the manager works properly. I think it will be fine. But hello, why are you not set up properly? Ah, I know why. Crap. It's because this object is not under the object that it's supposed to be. There we go. And now I gotta rename it. I guess it's going to be waterfall. Be B, won't it? Because it's going to be on the right, and the left one will be A. Okay, yeah. So that's why. Yeah, it's been one of those weeks, and it's only Tuesday. Export selection, caves. Yes, I knew that it already exists. I'm cool with that. Caves, and let's go back here. Place file and destination. Good. Go back to Unity. Bam! It's in there. Okay, so we got that. We'll leave it at 0.5 standard reflection. And we will also add a material scroll. And it should be just negative 0.5. I think that'll be fine. We have some witchcraft going on there. Oh, and look at that. It's not set up properly. Okay, do I not have a manager here? Oh, it's turned off. Why is it turned off? That's weird. Oh no, don't tell me that I have logic tied to it. And yep. Hold on. Make sure that I can keep an eye on the chat. Because, my popularity has been soaring recently. I occasionally get one person. Right. Caves manager. Yes. Well, we can just uncomment or comment that out. Hit convert, and then we're fine. So let's go back here, and now it should be fine. Okay. So now it's black, which is what we want because we want it to be, dark. I forgot to fix that. So let's click on this. It'll be so it's gonna go 0.5 positive. So let's see what that does. Probably should make it move a little bit faster. Yeah, that's nice. It's the material. I didn't even try to line that up properly, and it just looks nice. That's good. It's probably just because they're the same thing. There's no real lining up needed. That's pretty good then. We can probably actually add a particle effect, which I wonder if I have a prefab of that or if I was stupid and I didn't make one. I'm also going to fall off just to see how far I can fall. Okay. Yeah, that's nice. Okay. So let's look for splash. Oh good, I did. Right there. So we can go splash. We'll add it to particle effects in the environment. Particles. Where are you? And why are you not zeroed out? Because this isn't zeroed out. And it's rotated funny. Which might be because that's just how particle systems are actually rotated. But let's go ahead and scroll you. Probably the shape is incorrect, but that's fine, I think. F. Hit F again. Okay. Let's move it down a bit. Over. Hit F. And I'm currently using Unity's default particle system. There's an asset called, I think, Particle Playground, and I haven't messed with it, but the video that they have on it is really nice. So I might look more into that, just because it seems like it would be a good thing to have. So let's rotate. Okay, good. So it is actually set up to be Y. Let's go. It was 22.5. That's not right. Negative 22.5 maybe. What the freak? Oh, right, because that would be world space. I can do whole values, or can I? I can. So, I don't know, 15. And not quite. And not quite. 2.5. Yes, 112.5. So we move that in a bit. Let's set its box X to be 20, I think. Oh, no. Okay, 18. Try 19. That's fine if it spills over a little. Well, actually, nah, it's fine if it spills over a little bit. So let's see how that looks. Ooh. That's a little dark. It's probably because it's set to use. Oh, it's also heading the wrong way. Yeah. It's going the wrong way. I might go here. I love it when it zooms you out like that. So that's splash. That must mean that the material is splash matte. Its emissive color is set to be dark on purpose then. I probably should have a lighter color, I think. Just to make things easier, because this is the exact same effect that I use in the canyon area, which has a waterfall as well, but it's in broad daylight. You know, it's a very well lit area, so it needed a darker splash. I'm assuming that's why I did it. So probably. That I didn't just set the material color to be. Yeah, you know what? It probably doesn't even. Oh no, that's why. Okay, yeah, because the emissive color was different. So let's actually change splash matte. Let's duplicate that. Let's call this splash lit matte, and then we're just gonna. There's a way to change the hue, but I guess we'll just go up. Eyeballing it. So let's change this. Oh, and I can stop. We will also just a splash lit matte. That's a little bit better. I do need to rotate you. to, what do we want that to be? That's probably going to be 360 minus that. Which I guess would be 360, 260, 250, 247.5. Complete. What the heck? Oh, they probably just did negative, didn't it? Yeah, I just reversed it. I didn't actually. Well. Okay, there we go. I think that's correct. We could leave that and see what that looks like while playing. That's part of the problem with particle effects, is that it's hard to tell, and you don't want it to be too bright, because then it looks like it's, just self-illuminating. Here it's fine. Like that's not bad. Nope, and I fell. Okay, that's. So let's change this. Do I have splash lit perhaps being no, it's vertex lit, which means that it's self-illuminating. Can I up you to that? Oh no, it's not. Let me see particles. No, vertex lit. Let's see what this looks like. Because the more it's really gross looking. From afar. From up close, it looks like what I want it to be. As we get up to here, that's kind of what I would like. But it's not actually. Like I kind of like that. Although I do want to probably mess with this and change it to be. Let's see, gravity modifier. 0.5. I think. Let's try 0.75. Or you know what? Let's just go all in. Let's go to 1. Kind of like that. That's pretty nice. We'd probably also up the emission a bit. Say 20. Do I have a limit on these? I probably do. Max particles is 300. We got that to 500. They're not on screen for very long. Let's stop you. Let's take a look at things. I just need a better way to do this. Oh, actually, you know what? I wonder if it's the fog. Because if the fog is messing with it, that makes it really tough to... Ooh. I wonder what that would even mean if the fog covers it up. And that's why we're getting that sort of like darkened effect. It's kind of weird that the fog would just darken it and not the surrounding area properly. It could just be because of the way it interacts with lighting. But then again, like here, I guess I'm just being picky. There's no real bad thing about it, aside from the fact that you can't read it from very far, but that's kind of par for the course. And of course, running this in the editor is always hard to tell what or how things look properly, because I don't have anti-aliasing on, at least not much. I don't think, if I look at the corners of stuff, yeah, I don't have anti-aliasing on, and I don't think I have anisotropy filtering on, or all of that stuff, so everything looks very blocky, but I guess that's for the best, because if I can make it look good there, then I can make it look good anywhere. So that's, I think I'm going to have to mess with that, maybe try to figure out a way to get it to draw on top of the fog, I guess, so that you don't get that darkening effect. But maybe it's not the end of the world, and it is a small detail. I probably actually should have raised it a bit, so that it would be more prominent. But, yeah, it's not that bad. It's meant to be more of a... Well, I don't know. I think that's pretty good, though, for tonight. I just was not thinking very well tonight, was I? Oh, well. Fortunately, no one was here to watch it, so... Yeah, I think Thursday might have to sort of carefully think over what I want to do Thursday. 'Cause I'm kind of blowing through actually a lot of the stuff that I wanted to show. So I might have to rethink how I do some of this streaming. I guess I could also... No, I won't make that semi-transparent like I did over there. Although... don't like that gap that I can see. I probably should actually move the waterfall slightly into the sidewall, which I think directly contradicts what I said before, but that's just how I am. So, yeah, I think that's good for tonight. We got a shiny waterfall in there, and we exploded the object info generation. Always fun. So, yeah, that'll be it for me. Thank you for watching, and this will be archived up on YouTube probably later tonight. I'll probably send out an announcement about it tomorrow. But yeah, thanks for watching.